Hello, hi, salutations, greetings. My name is Marge. I'm a yoga empath, and I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. Being empath, you're always feeling some kind of way. The trick is trying to determine if they're your feelings, or if it's collective feelings, or is it the dog's feelings, or the mom's feelings, or an earlier version of you, or a future. It's just oh, so much to take in. Today's a pretty good day so far. I'm hot. I feel a lot of kinetic energy. I'm Aries sun. I hear Aries is moving out of Chiron or something finally for a while after it's been a while. I have Aries and Chiron in my 10th house. The world is changing. See, I like to talk about things on how I see things based on my perception and my frame of reference and the life path that I've taken. And see, the thing is commonality and like minds usually are based on people that have had similar experiences. Well, myself fall into a category of some other people that have had extraordinary lives. Extraordinary. Because so many people have just lived vanilla, ordinary lives. And a lot of us have lived extraordinary lives. And when people have lived ordinary lives, they can't conceptualize extraordinary. Heck, because they took music and art out of classes, stopped cutting those funds to imagination and creativity, except for the selected few that are allowed. I used to like the grandmother never mind, I don't want to talk about that, but so people are coming into their energies. They're coming into their realization that they have masculine and feminine energy, and it has nothing to do with gender or sex or religion or how you were raised. They're just energies related to planets in your astrological chart. See, I've always had a lot of masculine energy, and people really like it, but they fucking mostly don't. And because they mostly don't, see, because I have such a strong energy, people like to match it. People like to go, oh yeah, I'm going to make, my energy's bigger than yours, and I'm the boss of you, and I can make you do what I want. It does this whole control thing, and I've just always been, what is that all about? I've always been into free will and letting people live free, But people started getting carried away with that and started getting creepy with it. Doing a lot of gross stuff, because let them be a little too free. And those are the people that are void of spirit. They're completely void of spirit, because spirit is your connection to God's source. That's what spirit is. We all have a little bit in us, and He gives us the ability to create beautiful things, loving things, kind things. And when people are void of spirit, they create things that serve themselves, not the collective. And that's what's being revealed right now, is who is for everyone and who is for themselves. The earth is much smaller than people say it is, have said it is. You like my shirt today? I think this is based on Tucker. It even has this little swirl on the top of his head. Tuck. All my dogs came from the Basset and Beagle Rescue of the Heartland, BBRH. Check them out on Facebook. They do good things. Well, they used to before everybody freaking delved into their fear. See, because all you got to do is think about what you're afraid of, man. Just think about it all day long. Think about what you're afraid of all day long, and you know what? You will draw that to you. It will become your reality. On the opposite side of that, think of all that you want, all that would help you grow as a spiritual being, having this human experience, being the best version you can. What life circumstances do you need to be living in to be that person? See, 2020 was the year of clear vision. 2021 is the year that people are coming back to Jesus, or coming to Jesus if they've never hung out in that vibrational frequency. See, people like me, I had a hard time with the vibration of love because it was different for me. I'm a trauma kid. There's a lot of us trauma kids, so some people relate it's their love language. I didn't even meet mom until I was 3 days old. 6 pound, 4 ounce little baby, just vibrating. Cause see, they freaking sterilized her. So she had a major surgery, not just the cesarean section to have me, but also they cut her uterus in half and took one of her ovaries without her consent. She's never been compensated, yet she and women like her, they've been doing that for years and years, and they still do it. They still do it. But don't tell. Don't tell. See, that's what ego does. Ego gets to make the determination of who gets to do what. And this whole planet has been frickin' shackled in this vibrational energy of controller and controlee. In the name, it's been disingenuous, extra disingenuous, because it's been in the name of for our own good. So it's not only it's bullshit with crap sauce, it's just lie upon lie upon lie. And the spirit knows what the vibrational frequency of truth is, and people are waking up to that. See, that's the thing, is so many people, that is my life, my mission on this earth, and this incarnation, is to be that little seed that came up through the crap. See, because I didn't know how to love myself. I used to just get so worked up into a frenzy, and what I would do is I would tense up my whole entire body. I was inconceivable in a lot of ways, and oftentimes I was inconsolable, and oftentimes it wasn't that I was inconsolable, it's just the people that I was around, they had no idea how to handle my vibrational frequency. So what I would do is I learned at a very young age is to handle it myself. See, because mom taught me that I can't handle it outward. Because if I erupt and explode, I'm liable to hurt somebody or hit something or break something. So that I need to contain my emotional control. So I internalized that, and then I would just freaking tense every muscle. I'd picture the muscle structure of my body, and I just tense every single bit of it, and then I'd freaking go until I'd almost pass out, and then I'd let go, and then I would just go to my freaking plane, my point zero, where things were okay, So, I don't know. Lots of people have lots of coping mechanisms. The thing of it is I learned a long time ago that I can't say you. You can do whatever you want. I can't. When I am in a vibrational frequency of frustration, anger, those low vibrational frequencies, I can't touch things. I break things. I have a lot of masculine energy. But, I pick stuff up and I'm like, oh, what's this? Oh, shit. That's why I was the one that mom always, don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. Well, she'd always take us to knick-knack shops. She always knew people. She was always drawn to the coolest people that were gave me little pieces of my life. Like Ruth, who taught me how to read tea leaves when I was probably 8 years old. As long as I can remember, I've lived from spirit. I always thought it was weird, this double dialogue that other people live. This earth is not made for people like me. It has not been made for people like me. It's been made for people that like to be controlled and that like to control things. See? But people are coming, see, they're stopped, that the astrology is determining that people are going to find their connection to source within themselves. And they don't have to go to churches and give away 10% of their earnings to people that have to buy yachts and multiple freaking real estate properties. And then when the storm comes, lock the people that pay for your shit out when they need you. Joel Osteen or whatever that dude's name is. The mega church is crumbling down. So people are going to start going to their independent advisors, they're spiritual advisors, they're picking their own life mentors, And it's hard because they're so few and far between, because you have people that talk all this talk, and then as soon as they freaking turn off the camera, they go out and freaking live in their overindulgence. And that's not living a balanced life. But I guess living a balanced life, to each his own, man. To each his own, right? But I knew, see, so my life path was like, I'm a Heyoka and I mirror energy. But it took a long time because I had absentee dad too. So mom was disconnected, had an absentee dad. I was always looking for that peace that I saw in the world, but never had it inside. And slowly but surely, I'm happy to report at 46, I'll be 47 in April. Happy to report I found it. And I went through a lot of muck and a lot of dark to get there. And it was, reconnecting with my higher power source. God, Jesus, whatever. It's the same frequency. It's just people use different words to get there. There's a lot of people that like to make fun of that ideology and, make other people make you feel, But whenever I have exchanges with people in life, I like the people that say, God bless you. I like them. More than the people that when you say God bless you and they're just like, like, God bless, I don't know what to do with my hands. It's just like, really? That's how disconnected people are to source, is that it makes them uncomfortable because they don't know love. See, and as I see it, love is connection to source. But if you don't know it, if you don't really know what that feeling is, some people look their whole lives to figure out what it is. Some people never find it. I think that's what when people say, when they go mad, that's what I interpret as going mad, is when people can't find joy in things that they used to once love. When it gets stripped away, when slowly so much stuff is put in your freaking radar that pisses you off, that when you see things that you love, that you can't even focus on that because you're too busy thinking about all this crap that made you mad. See, we have a choice. Happiness is a choice. And I've tried to choose it when in periods of time when everything around me, nothing was going on that was going to make me happy. Because nothing was what I wanted, but still being able to find peace and discontent. That's what I'm here to help people do. Because things are going to get freaking way shittier and way weirder, where people are going to find their happiness inside. You got to stop trying to plug into outside sources. And one of the ways to find happiness is taking initiative. Looking for ways to make your environment better around you. See, for me, one of the crappy parts about things breaking shit is that it's given me a lot of practice to fix shit. And I'm always trying to think of ways to make things better. Sometimes I make them worse. Then I'm always fidgeting and tinkering. One day, that's part of my big picture, and that's what I had to kind of say goodbye to a timeline that I would have liked to see manifest. It just wasn't God's plan. And that was to have a place in Northern California and just, have my shop and tinker and invent things. That's all I want to do. And then have talks with people and educate people and everything that I've learned. And, if people have IT questions, freaking, people want classes in IT and computer security and stuff like that. I can give you a freaking 15-minute talk on how to keep your machine running optimally. It's most of it, and how not to get malicious software. Because I wonder how many people think that their algorithms are being messed with, but you got freaking malicious software and crap on your machine. because you're always connecting to an unsecured freaking network. You know? I learned a long time ago, every mess, I got to clean up all the messes I make because those messes keep coming back. You know? So, people are going to learn how to love themselves whether they have to. These are your choices this year, folks. You're going to come to source, and you can come to source while still being on this earthly plane, or you can come to source by dying. These are what your choices are. People are so afraid that they're going to make happen what they're afraid of. And I'm saying this to remind myself too. I think I really like these earphones. They do get sore after a while. They're pretty tight though. They're like $89. They're Bose. I had a pair, my first Bluetooth earphones. I had some that I put in my, I just like to try new makes and models and stuff. And I've gone to the over the ear, the ones that are like the studio ones, but they didn't work for me. They're for freaking fatter heads than me, I guess. Sometimes I got a fat head, but I guess not in that case. And then oftentimes, like, the cables pull out and stuff like that, so I went to Bluetooth. I like these. My first original pair got freaking stolen with my Nikon. See, you gotta freaking learn to trust and read energy, and you gotta not do the things that freaking will mess up your receptors, your receivers. Like, for me, drinking. Because drinking puts me in such a low vibrational frequency that my spectrum is much wider. And I leave big old huge security holes where people can just come in and take my shit. I did try a little bit. Yeah. But that's their karma, you know. There's good pictures on that camera. But every time I take a snapshot of something, or every time, none of this life experience is for me to keep. We're all just spectators, man. And I've noticed, I feel good with this Cancer energy. I have Cancer in my first house, my Cancer ascendant, Cancer, 6 degrees Cancer. For a long time, and that's the thing, is like the way I look at it. Keegan did a video of like, why does this new Prince Charles look so much like his mom? I think my take on this is that I understood it like when babies are born, it's like they look like the dad, because in nature there's animals, tigers, lions, stuff like that, that if the baby don't feel right to Pa will eat the baby. You know? And there's the cannibalism is just prevalent. It's just a vibrational in all species, animal, you know. It's just either in you or it's not. And it ain't in me. It's in a lot of people. It's ceremonial to them. It's, you know, it's just, I ain't into it. You know, I don't want it. I want all that to go away. I want all of that to stop. I want to live on an earth where that doesn't exist at all. And that all children can be safe to walk around wherever they want, when they want, without the threat of being taken and terrible things happen to them. I want that. I want an earth where that exists. The thing of it is, so many people want that other earth. Want the other earth where that crap exists. Because it exists. So if people focus more on an earth where that doesn't exist, and people be more cognizant and pay more attention and take more initiative and say things, even if you're wrong, say something. See, because we're Native American. Mom has that inner, keep your mouth shut. Don't cause no problems. And I'm like, Mom, you got to tell that guy did a bad thing. Nope, mind your own. And I've been speaking truth and speaking out against freaking bad guys my whole entire life. I met my first bad guy when I was 10 months old. I read the police report when I was in junior high. from San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office. I wonder if they still have copies, because that fell through the cracks years ago. But I have a brother who's a lawyer that doesn't believe it happened because he never saw the document. And I'm like, go find it, dude. Yeah. And then, I mean, like, this is, every time my hip pops, I'm freaking reminded. So, but there's these people that they can't believe. They can't believe in certain ways of realities of things because they just don't want to. That people that have lived these realities, they get totally denied. We get totally denied because people don't want to accept how things really are. And you know what? Get the fuck out of here. We don't accept you. And that is what 2020 was, is the year that people get to wake up. Oh, my family really does have this dirty secret. Oh, this crappy thing happened. Oh, I'm a little bit of a trauma. Everybody's a little bit of a trauma kid. Because if you haven't dealt with it, you know somebody that has. And you get to learn how to be really kind and loving. Where's all the unconditional love? It don't exist. All love has conditions on it. It does. It's what people can live with and what people can't. Boundaries. So many boundaries. And my mom, like, that's conditional love. No, because you can still love the person. And then what goes on around that. And I'm just like, whatever, dude. We can all we rationalize our earth with our own words and our own vocabulary. It's whatever each individual can live with. So, took a lot of years. I remember, like, all the churches, Church of Religious Science. That was a church. They used to meet at, like, the Red Lion in a Reading on Hilltop, with the stackable chairs. I've always been around, like, rooms where people talk. I was in recovery. I got my talk on freaking CD and cassette. I'm on 3 mediums. Where spirit leads us to freaking doing things in life, and then we the things that we do, they either match up with other people that have done like-minded things, or sometimes you attract people that are like, man, I wish I would have done, more, like living vicariously. I've had to live people vicariously through TV shows, people I've known. I've had a lot of experience based on people that I've known, because I can put myself in the same heart space that they're in. One summer I went to 7 weddings. How many of them are still married? I'd have to go through. And it's probably 50. Anyway, that's funny. I was like, and at that time, I think that was like 2000. Was that 2010? No, it was before that. It was way before. It was like 2006, 7. It is cool because I was during my polyester pants phase. I'd go to the thrift stores like New Life Thrift in Omaha and stuff like that, and I'd go to the freaking old men's section. I buy it because it was my polyester pant phase, and I find the wackiest, most zany freaking polyester pants because they're old and crappy. And I was in IT, so if I crawled around on floors and shit like that, I wouldn't, Then later I evolved into Dockers. I like Dockers. Now I like my Wranglers. These are so cool. I freaking love my Wranglers. Because they're like kind of Gore-Tex-y, but they're not they're kind of Gore-Tex-y, but they're not too heavy. They're breathable, they're airy. Now I got Joker hair. I took a shower this morning, so it's kind of big. So, I don't know. I think about done talking, though. Mom's... Oh, you're awake. You want to say hi, Mom? Hi. I want to look at Mom's planets. See what she's... Anyway. Ariel, I was going to tell you. You said something about downplay. Okay, let me clarify, okay, about talking too long. I know the exceptional being that I am. I recognize it every day. Sometimes I don't like it. Sometimes I want to be just like a regular person that doesn't think so much and feel all this shit and everything. But never trust. No, I don't want to say that. Don't ever think don't know my worth. I'm not downplaying. I just am. My comfortability is talking between 30 minutes and an hour. And anything past that is just ego. It's just because I'll start to listen to myself. And then I'm like, I'm not saying anything. I'm just staying, and there's other things that I should be doing. So it's not that I'm an empath downplaying of the importance of the things that I have to say. Fucking A, dude. People think I'm arrogant, condescended, conceited, freaking just another Aries. You think you know all that stuff? Because I know what the fuck and who the fuck I am. Okay? And I'm waiting for other people on the planet to wake up to being cool with who they are, and then they're going to start seeing me. Because people don't recognize their power, they're like a negative, and I'm a positive. So we ain't going to hook up. So I'm just waiting for other people, brah. So I know. I know who and the power of what I am, because I know my connection to Source. And I know that everything that I have come across in my life, God has always carried me. Whether I acknowledge it or not. And because of that, I know I can do all things through God's strength and guidance. As long as it's better for everybody and not just for me. So I thought about that. I was like that last night, and I was like, yeah. They do. And that's the thing, is other people, their life experiences, I get so much enjoy, like watching people, like I've had some of the coolest opportunities. And I will have cooler ones too. Again, it's not like, I have to rest on the laurels of the goodness of the things that have happened in my life. No, everybody's having an opportunity to get freaking quiet, connect with themselves, find God, Source, whatever, whatever you're into, and become more of that. And a lot of people are going, no, I'm scared. I don't want to do that because I have to let go of all this stuff that I found comfort in. Instead of, and I don't have the know-how, and I don't have the ability to take care of myself because they became so reliant on other systems. And now they're scared, but people like me are here to say, no, it's okay. You have everything that you need to live a joyful life. Everybody does. And it's all right here in how you perceive things. Because every situation that I can come into, is this going to be a positive or negative? And it's always based on my attitude. Always. I hate that. I hate that. Aw, look at the love nuggets. Look at the love nuggets. We got Benno. We got Luna. I took Benno out for a stroll, and we went out into the yard, into the street, and then came back in through the yard, and the neighbor dogs came out to say, because there's just dogs everywhere. And that kind of, they're all good dogs. It'd probably be better if I just walked them without the leash, but I ain't really into it. But the dogs came up, and they're like, hey, what's up, man? And this dog's like, hey, dude, what's up? And Benny's like, hey, I live here now, and I'm Benny, and I'm a lover, not a fighter, but I'm a boss. And the cats came and ate, the neighborhood cats came and got some morsels. So we're just trying to be chill and embrace this lovely time within. It's still cold outside. I was going to maybe make some chocolate chip cookies here in a little bit. And I'll be back on later. I think I said everything I wanted, is that people really are learning how to love themselves. And When you love them so, it's that vibration. It was not a comfortable place for me to get. And sometimes it's still very uncomfortable. Of just like high vibes. Ain't always comfortable. Because so many people throw out high vibes, but they're bullshit. So, they're in fact, it's a low vibe. Because it's a fucking lie. You know? And people are going to see. They're going to see. Play with it. Play with it. Go out and practice. Go out and practice your own discernment, your own intuition, and learn. Learn from your own mistakes. It's kind of a trip. Play with energy. You know, just, and when I say that, when I think of that, it's like, you know, just try and be the most positive you can be authentically, not bullshit. People know bullshit, man. I see through bullshit. I don't even, people start standing up to me with some bullshit when they're trying to be anything different than who they are. I don't even want to. Hey, yeah, okay, take care, have a good day, bye now. You alright, Mom? Yeah. I gotta go to the store. I'm starting to get to where I have to get stuff where I'm gonna have to make a list. When there's more than 3-4 things I gotta get, and it's like, oh man. But I don't have to necessarily go to the store today. We'll see. I'm gonna meditate. We'll just start with that. Get Zen, dialed in with Zen, you know. Because there's a lot of freaking just energy going around, and people are figuring out that they don't have to pick it up. They don't have to pick it up. When people are a jerk to you, just freaking wish them a good day and be, yeah, you too, man. May peace find you. May peace find you. You know? God be with you. You know? When people get pissed about that shit, they ain't touched by spirit. Be on your way. You know? People are gonna have an opportunity how to learn how to freaking figure out how to read energy, because it's gonna be in your face in the next couple months. Things are gonna settle down, but it's gonna be it's gonna be the sound that makes the snap and the whip. Like if you slow down a video as to what a whip does, a leather whip, and the point of what it's doing to make that snap sound, that's what the earth is about to do, because the energy is mounting and building, because all this freaking controller freaking energy bullshit it's stupid. It's stupid. At this point, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's like, at what point does the bullied get the gumption and just be like, you know what? I can't live this way anymore. I'm gonna freaking fight you. I'm gonna fight back today. You know, because I gotta try. Because I'm not gonna just freaking take a beating. I'm not just gonna do what I'm told to do because somebody bigger than me or has something over me or something says. And so people are gonna, as the peace stealer says, clap back. Ready for the clap back. That's Michael the peace stealer. He says a lot of good stuff. I think he's Gemini's son. I'm curious about something. Look at the shows. Look at the TV shows that we're allowed to produce, that we're allowed to keep going. Look at all the ones that weren't. But look at the ones. And like, how is it that everybody in the planet can't go nowhere and has to wear a fucking mask, but they put these movies out that have been made in the last year, and TV shows that have been made in the last year, because somebody somewhere cleared it. Isn't that a trip? I'm like, every time I see a show, because there's another one is, and that's not to say I don't like these shows, like Zoe's, what? I don't understand that. There's so much crap. I mean, so very few of what you get on here it's like all the Inquirer. It's all the Inquirer. Now we get inundated by bullshit in text because people, you know, the phone companies sell your number because, you know, they can, and it's all, If people have an attachment to this 3D Earth, you're going to have a really hard time. If the more people are tied to one idea of how life is, and this is how life is, and then you do this and you just don't do anything, that is painfully going to be stripped away. Painfully. If you just let it go, things will be cool, but people don't like to let things go. They like to control things, and they like to manage, and they like to my circle's small because